everyone.
Okay.
My name is Caleb Drawdy. I am a technical solutions architect with Arrow. Today we're going to be unboxing the MX7000 in our solutions lab here in Alpharetta, Georgia. The MX7000 is a 7U modular enclosure. It has 8 front accessible single width bays that accommodate a variety of compute and storage sleds. It supports 3 I/O fabrics, each with redundant modules. And the other unique thing about the MX7000, and is very important with modular infrastructures, is that it is future-proof. So there's support for at least 3 server processor generations in the future. It's also ready for 400 gig Ethernet and beyond. So there's non-disruptive upgrades, and this is all in part because of the unique no mid-plane design that makes it easier for future technology upgrades. So follow along as we go through and unbox the MX7000. You can get some up-close views as well as what it's like to receive it, unpack it, and what it actually looks like in real life. So here's a view of the front of the MX7000. You can see we have 8 sleds, 2 of the MX740s and 6 blanks with accessible internal drives. Along the bottom are the power supplies, and here in the middle we have the fans. There are options for single width and dual width compute sleds, each supporting 2-socket and 4-socket. This is the QRL app, or the Dell Quick Resource Locator app. So essentially you can scan the QR code on the side of the chassis and it will show you the configuration. So here you can see it's the MX740C compute node that we're looking at.
Shows you the warranty date, the start date, and then the factory build of each component.
Perfect. Right. Here you can see the MX7000 is shipped with all of the sleds already in the chassis. But here we're going to remove each of the sleds and the blanks so that we can easily lift the chassis into the rack. Here's a look through the back of the chassis. You can see the grid, and right there is the switch, so the compute sleds slide directly and plug into the switch without a mid-plane. This is a look at the MX9116N fabric switching engine. So it's a high-performance, scalable 25 gig fabric switch. We'll go into more detail on what the switch is capable of in a future video. Here you can see the rear-facing fans. And below the fans you can see the blanks for the Fabric B Ethernet networking switches. Below Fabric B are additional blanks where Fabric C would go, and that accepts either a SAS switch or an NFC switch. And then lastly are the management modules. Here we're going to pull everything out so we can lighten the load and rack it.
Power supplies. These don't come out.
Okay.
And then I want to get some shots of the mid-plane design.
Yep.
You can see how it goes right through.
Yeah.
So there's no mid-plane.
Yep. So here's what we're referring to no mid-plane. You can literally see through the back of the chassis from the front to the back. I'm pointing out where the connectors from the compute sleds connect to the switching sleds. So now we're going to rack the MX7000 chassis. First we will install the rails, then we'll install the chassis, and then we'll populate the chassis with each of the sleds. So you can see it took us about 3 minutes and 10 seconds for the chassis and the rails. Now we're going to populate the chassis. Now we're going to populate the chassis with each of the sleds that we previously removed. Here's the MX740C compute sled, single width, dual socket. Now we'll install the fans. And here are the power supply combo units that integrate the power supply and the fan. So you can see that took about 2 minutes to populate the front of the chassis. Now we're going to move to the rear of the chassis, install fabric A, the fans, the blanks for the remaining switches, along with the management module. Here's the management modules. Here's the fabric C blanks. It supports SAS connectivity. Fabric B blanks. And lastly, the fabric A switches. And if you look closely in the back right, you can see the ports on the compute sled are going to connect directly to the switch without the use of the mid plane. So you can see it took us about 1.5 minutes to fully populate the rear of the chassis. Now let's cable it up and power it up. Here's the front display where you can select language as well as IP settings and other basic configuration parameters. So by clicking IP, you're able to set the management IP. Thanks for watching the MX7000 unboxing video here in the Alpharetta Aero ECS Solutions Lab. If you'd like to get a closer look at the system, please reach out to me or your Aero Dell EMC Technical Solutions Architect. We'd love to set up a time to go into deeper content on the MX7000, including demos.